The NASCAR world is reeling from an unspeakable tragedy. Retired champion Greg Biffle, his wife Cristina, daughter Emma, son Ryder, and 3 others were killed in a devastating plane crash Thursday morning at Statesville Regional Airport north of Charlotte, North Carolina. First Sergeant Chris Knox of the North Carolina Highway Patrol confirmed 7 people died in what he called one of the worst crashes he had ever witnessed. The victims included Greg Biffle and his immediate family, along with Dennis Dutton, his son Jack, and Craig Wadsworth, who was beloved throughout the NASCAR community. YouTuber Garrett Mitchell, known as Cletus McFarland, first shared the heartbreaking news on social media. The Biffle family was heading to spend the afternoon with him when disaster struck. Mitchell and Biffle had developed a close friendship over 5 years, bonding through natural disaster relief efforts and Mitchell's own NASCAR aspirations. The families issued a joint statement expressing devastation beyond words. They described Greg and Cristina as devoted parents and active philanthropists whose lives centered around their young son Ryder and Greg's daughter Emma. Emma was remembered as a wonderful human being with a kind soul, loved by many. Ryder was described as an active, curious, and infinitely joyful child whose light touched everyone around him. Flight tracking data reveals the jet departed Statesville at approximately 10:06 in the morning, reaching a maximum altitude of 4,300 feet just 2 minutes later. However, the aircraft began descending about a mile from departure. After traveling 11 miles from the airport, the plane turned around, attempting to return to Statesville Regional. The final data point at 10:15 showed the aircraft less than half a mile from the airport, aligned with the runway near Lakewood Golf Club at roughly 800 feet altitude and 95 knots. It crashed at the east end of the runway, becoming fully engulfed in flames by the time airport manager John Ferguson arrived on scene. Weather conditions played a concerning role that morning. AccuWeather Vice President Dan DePodwin reported adverse conditions, including heavy drizzle and a cloud ceiling near 1,200 feet at the time of the crash. By 10:30, the ceiling had dropped to around 400 feet, with heavy rain reducing visibility to less than 2 miles. Investigators will carefully review whether weather contributed to the accident, though final determinations could take months or even years. The aircraft was a Cessna with tail number owned by Biffle's GB Aviation Leasing Company. Biffle himself was a registered pilot and had used his helicopter extensively for humanitarian work, particularly delivering supplies to western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene devastated the region. NASCAR's statement honored Biffle as more than a champion driver, calling him a beloved community member whose passion, integrity, and commitment made lasting impacts. His on-track achievements included championships in the Xfinity and Craftsman Truck Series, plus 19 Cup Series victories that earned him recognition as one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers.